It looks like Vince McMahon may have been a heel on camera and in some cases off camera, but TKO is far more of a heel organization to the fans than Vince ever was. Executive Mark Shapiro said today, quote, Vince McMahon wasn't totally focused on maxing the opportunity with ticket prices, unquote. And I've heard them say before that they don't think they're charging enough. Shapiro went on to say that he sees a tremendous upside in increasing ticket prices. He also wants cities where WWE is going to pay higher site fees, more comparable to UFC. There's a difference, though, guys, between UFC and WWE. And say what you want about Vince McMahon, he knew the wrestling business. They are turning off so many people with their ticket prices $50,000, $35,000, $40,000 for some events. They're pricing families right out of it. Your average, say what you want about wrestling, it's always been like your working class man's sport, if you want to call it a sport. You can charge all you want for these top prices and limit shows so people have to travel to shows as much as possible with no more house shows and only go to the major towns where there's more rich people that like wrestling. But the poor people are just going to stop watching eventually, and the people in the small towns that you no longer go to aren't going to have that personal connection with wrestlers anymore. Part of the reason why I liked it as a kid was, unlike G.I. Joe, you could actually see Hulk Hogan and you could actually slap him on the back, shake his hand. Same with Macho Man when they'd walk out. They were like real life superheroes. You're not going to get that interactive experience with these ridiculous high prices. And I've heard them say they don't want fans approaching them in airports, or they don't want them approaching wrestlers outside of sanctioned WWE autograph sessions where they charge hundreds of dollars for autographs and you have to pay entrance fees. It's like, it's so fan unfriendly now that it's just, and the product is terrible. The product is absolutely terrible. And as far, it's not like the 80s or the 90s where these guys are getting hired out of territorial systems. A lot of these guys are having their very first match on NXT and they're not doing house shows, so they're not getting seasoning. So as time goes on and more people like John Cena retire, and there's just going to be less and less seasoned veterans, so you're literally wanting people to pay tens of thousands of dollars to see amateurs. There hasn't been one wrestler from NXT that has been more popular than Roman Reigns. Cody Rhodes is the next most popular after Roman Reigns, who I don't think Rhodes or Reigns reached John Cena's popularity. Reigns still could, but NXT has produced zero megastars at that level. But to me, I can't think of anyone else from NXT that's even close to being a household name to non-wrestling fans. And you want to keep boosting prices? I can't even watch the product. It's so bad. But stuff like this is just angering. It's like, it's ruining what wrestling was even more. It used to be off the cuff, realistic. A good match was when you could convince people it was real and they'd suspend disbelief. Now it's how many flips can we do in a match? They don't even try to kayfabe anymore, and they've priced like the middle class right out of it. So, I mean, it's just not the same thing. The news is still somewhat interesting, but ratings are down. Both Raw and SmackDown had horrible ratings last week. They really tried, or 2 weeks ago, they were record low ratings. Last week for SmackDown, they put John Cena on it. They brought back AJ Lee. They were able to pull a rating for SmackDown. Will they be able to do it this week without like pulling out all the stops? That remains to be seen. But you guys can say all you want about breaking records and stuff, maybe going to places you've never been, but there's less shows. WWE is putting on less shows than ever. They're not even coming to my hometown of Ottawa this year. Like they haven't done that since 1994. And look how bad the business was in 94. So they might be making money, but the actual interest is not there. Because I guarantee you, if the public interest was there, they would be doing more shows. But the truth of the matter is, they can't sell enough tickets at those ticket prices to merit doing more shows than they're doing.